Crystal Palace have pulled a shock win at Wembley after beating Liverpool to the Community Shield after a very dramatic penalty shootout. So in this video we'll break down how Crystal Palace held their nerve, where Liverpool slipped up. Is this the Liverpool we'll see this season, or it is just a blip, or it is just a bad game? Stay in this video until the end and you'll know that. Before getting into the breakdown, before getting into the game, don't forget to leave a sub. So let's dive into the game. In the first minutes of the game, Ekitike, a very good pass from Florian Wirtz, and Ekitike at the edge of the box, silencing the doubters. He was silencing the fans after scoring the goal, but I don't think he's silencing rival fans. Rival fans were nowhere near that stadium. Manchester United fans were not there, Arsenal fans were not there, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester City, all those fans were not there. A large portion of Liverpool fans are the one who have been asking, bring us Isak, bring Alexander Isak, although they have Ekitike in their team, but it seems like they want Alexander Isak in their team, and it seems they didn't believe in this kid. So Ekitike, when he was silencing the doubters, it was never the rival fans, it was his own fans, which are Liverpool fans, because since he came to the club and the links of Liverpool to Alexander Isak have been there, Liverpool fans, it is like they don't trust the kid. They look at him, they're like, no, you are there, we brought you for huge money, around 80 million, but you are not the guy who will bank 20 goals this season. And fair enough for Liverpool fans to think that, but I think it was a really good taken goal from Ekitike. First, it will boost his confidence. Second, now Liverpool fans will start trusting the kid, because that is why football fans fall in love with players in their team. You come to the team and you make an immediate impact. But that lead for Liverpool did not last long, as Virgil van Dijk committed a foul inside the box, and all of a sudden it was a penalty. After the first view in the VR, that was definitely a penalty, and Mateta steps up to score for Crystal Palace, and the game is 1-1. And you are just looking at the first game this season, the first competitive game this season. In the first like 20 to 30 minutes, it is drama. Our first goal from Ekitike, a kid who Liverpool fans were not trusting him, his own fans were not trusting him. Then one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League, Virgil van Dijk, commits a foul, and it is a penalty. Mateta steps up and scores it. And after that goal, there was a slight break in the 20th minute, paying respect to Diogo Jota. Rest in peace, Diogo Jota, Liverpool striker who lost his life this summer through a road accident. And they come back. And around the same minute, Jeremy Frimpong scores that chip over Dean Henderson. And Jeremy Frimpong can dance the way he wants, can do everything he wants. Those celebrations were mad, were crazy like he meant it. Fair enough, he deserves to pull those celebrations after scoring a goal like that in his first game, which potentially might have led them to a trophy. He celebrates, but if you're being honest, Jeremy Frimpong did not mean that. He was crossing, and fortunately for him and unfortunately for Dean Henderson, the ball ends in the back of the net, and it is 2-1. Liverpool go to halftime 2-1. But they have not convinced those who are watching that game that Liverpool is a good team in this game. Particularly, they can go on and win this one, because in the middle of the pack, Dominic Szoboszlai, wearing jersey 8, a legendary jersey for Liverpool, which was worn by one of their legends, Steven Gerrard. I'm very sure Steven Gerrard is sitting at home and is watching Dominic Szoboszlai. He's not happy the way Dominic Szoboszlai was playing. I know he was played out of position. Technically, Dominic Szoboszlai is a number 10, but on a slot, whatever reasons, maybe he wants to accommodate Florian Wirtz in that team. So he decided to send Dominic Szoboszlai in a deeper role. So in those deeper roles, he was trying to make long balls. I don't think he was taking those Andrea Pirlo or Zinedine Zidane, Paul Scholes. He was just trying those long balls. And most of the time that Liverpool were gotten on a counter-attack by Crystal Palace, Cody Gakpo is the one who had lost the ball. So early in the second half, you could see that sloppiness in the midfield for Liverpool. I don't know how Arne Slot is going to deal with that. I don't know what Arne Slot is going to do. But definitely, Dominic Szoboszlai is very good when he's playing in this number 10 position. One reason why Dominic Szoboszlai is very good at playing in that position, the way Szoboszlai presses. I'm not saying Dominic Szoboszlai is a better player than Florian Wirtz. Definitely Wirtz is a very good player all around in terms of creating chances, his technical ability, the way he can drive with the ball when he's in his feet. All that I'm giving to Florian Wirtz. But I think one of the main reasons why Liverpool were very successful in implementing Arne Slot's system last year, I think it was because of the way those attackers were pressing. Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz, Salah, and majorly Dominic Szoboszlai. That is a decision for Ancelotti to make, but I think Dominic Szoboszlai plays very good when he's in that number 10 position than playing in those deep roles, because he was trying some things that he have never done before. Those long balls, trying, I don't know, to drive with the ball, and all of a sudden Adam Wharton in that midfield, who had a low start in the first half. Adam Wharton in that first half was like, kid is not living up to the expectations that people are putting on him. This kid is not living up to the pressure that people are putting on him. This kid is not living up to the hype. I think hype is the word. Is not living up to the hype that people are giving him. Is that midfield, Dominic Szoboszlai is there dominating. You had who? Curtis Jones and Florian Wirtz in that number 10 position. But in the second half, I think Adam Wharton played a very key role. At some point, he took the ball again from Dominic Szoboszlai, who made a wrong pass, and just released Eze. And if it was not for Alisson Becker, that could have been a goal. I think you saw it, it was in the second half. Dominic Szoboszlai loses the ball. Adam Wharton just picks it and drives the ball on his feet. Tries to choose which position to pass, either the left side or the right side, and he chose Eze on the left side. And if it was not for Alisson Becker, that could be a goal. So I think if that will be the midfield that Liverpool will be using next season, Ancelotti has to find a solution really quick. That guy Dominic Szoboszlai is not very good playing in those deep roles. Gravenberch should come back and McAllister should come back in the deep roles, and maybe have Florian Wirtz or Dominic Szoboszlai on the bench. One has to start. But if you're being honest, you cannot bench a player you bought him for around 130 million. Then for the second goal of Crystal Palace, Saar. I think Saar was one of the brightest Crystal Palace players today. You can remove Mateta, obviously Eze in that equation. After those two, you are having Saar, who was one of the best Crystal Palace players today. Milos Kerkesh today, on your side you had the Ismail Assar. You were in trouble. If that is how, I know Milos Kerkesh is a good player, he might upgrade in terms of defending, but the way he defended against Ismail Assar today, I don't know if Ismail Assar is the one who was too good for Milos Kerkesh, or Milos Kerkesh was just sloppy, because immediately Dominic Szoboszlai lost the ball in the midfield, and Will Hughes, who came on, I think in the around 20th minute or 21st minute, when Dishay Kamada was injured, when Will Hughes or Adam Wharton won the ball in the midfield, the guy they were looking for, Saar, Eberechi Eze, Mateta, when he's holding up that play against two of the strongest centre-backs in the Premier League, Konate and Virgil van Dijk. After holding that ball, who was he releasing? Ismail Assar or Eberechi Eze. So those two were, I think, the cheat code for Oliver Glasner and Crystal Palace today. If we are speaking about Crystal Palace best player today, it has to be between Saar and Eberechi Eze, without forgetting Dean Henderson. This guy does not fear big occasions. Dean Henderson, man. This guy does not fear big occasions. We're going to the penalty shootout. He saves 3 penalties. He saves 2 penalties, I think. He saves those penalties. And even in the game, he had a very brilliant game. He was just going to his bottle, which was surrounded by a scarf. He's reading well. Harvey Elliott is going to shoot in the right hand side. He comes back, he dives to the right, a save. He dives to the left, a save. So I think Dean Henderson, there's no a lot to talk about him. I think if you watch the game, you saw about how that guy is. In the FA Cup final, he carried Crystal Palace to the trophy. Now today, in the Community Shield, he has carried again Crystal Palace to the trophy. But there's this guy I will not forget. The elephant in the room, and that guy is Mohamed Salah. Why is it that if Mohamed Salah has a good game, it's a very good game, you're talking about Ballon d'Or levels, you're talking about one of the best players in the world. And when he has a bad game, Mohamed Salah does nothing. 0 goals, 0 assists, I don't know, 0 take-ons, 0, I don't know, ball-ons, losing possession, you might find is one of the highest players. So far score rating 4.7, Footmore bracing Footmore rating very low, all these apps rating very low, Google football rating very low. Why is it that Mohamed Salah cannot have an average game? It is either a very good game in a very big stretch in the season, like 20 games. Then when he does not have a good game, it is not an average game, it is a very bad game. If Mohamed Salah is going to play like this season, Liverpool you might have to look for another solution where you might get your goals. Maybe you might have to bring Alexander Isak. If this is how Mohamed Salah will play this season, you need an upgrade. You definitely need an upgrade. But I think Mohamed Salah will improve. We have seen him being consistent for the past many years. So Mohamed Salah, that was just a bad game. Maybe it was just a bad patch and will correct coming in the Premier League. And what it means for Crystal Palace, it absolutely means the world to Crystal Palace. They have won the Community Shield 3 months after winning the FA Cup. So for them, it will boost their confidence going to the season. It will boost the morale of the team. And for Liverpool, go this week in the training center, regroup yourselves, ask yourself where it went wrong, look in a way to cover those exposures that Crystal Palace left in your team. How did Crystal Palace expose Liverpool? That is how Arne Slot and what Arne Slot should focus on this week. And thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Did Crystal Palace deserve to win the Community Shield? Yes, they did. How will Liverpool react to this in their weekend game against Bournemouth? How will Arne Slot regroup his team? How will he solve the Dominic Szoboszlai playing in the number 8 position instead of number 10? Will he bench him? Will he bring Dominic Revenge back to the team because, well, he was not in the game today because he's a new dad. He went to view his child who was born, I think it was last night. So, what do you think about Liverpool? What do you think about Crystal Palace? Is this boosting their confidence? Are Crystal Palace in for a good season? What do you think about the 3-4-3 formation, which Crystal Palace have won 2 trophies in a space of 4 months playing that formation? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to leave a like and a sub. Ciao.